I was going to say good morning, but it's not morning. It's actually mid-afternoon and Caleb's napping. And I am letting the kids play outside for a little bit because I wanted to do a vlog. Um, so I have this pregnant belly right here. And I'm so happy about it. I'm so excited, you guys. God is so good. I am so thrilled. I'm gonna put this pillow here because I need a place to put my camera while I'm vlogging. So I wanted to just sit down and share some mommy inspiration from my heart to yours. I don't know where you are in your mommyhood, and I just feel like we are like as moms, like we are just we come from all different backgrounds, and we all just are all at different points in our journey as moms, and we're all just kind of just trying to do what works, what fits for our lives and for our schedules, and but I just wanted to share some mommy inspiration because today I woke up and I was like, there are days where I wake up and I'm like, I do not want anybody talking to me because I am trying to focus on some of the things that like I need to get done. Like it's a must. Like I need to get laundry done. I want it, fold and put away. And like, so you're just trying to like not be distracted when you have, that to-do list already in your mind. And you have like three kids just talking at you at once. Sometimes you're just like, I just want to make it to the kitchen, get their breakfast, make sure that they sit down and eat. We're all in one piece, and I can have it in my mind like, all right, I'm going to do A, B, C, D today, and not have like so many kids talking at me. And at other times, you guys, I love mommyhood. Overall, I love mommyhood. I love my mommyhood. I love being a mom. I love it. Like, I really love it. And that's what I really wanted to share about just that inspiration, because I am always finding that next thing that I'm like, ooh, I want to do that. Or like, ooh, that inspires me. Or, oh my gosh, I really want to do that. That is so inspiring. I get so inspired by writing my ideas down, and there are so many inspiring moms out there who are just really doing this mommyhood adventure on like a whole nother level, and I love it. Like this is why we have Pinterest and YouTube, because I can tell you that there are certain moms that I love to follow, and they inspire my mommyhood and they inspire my heart. And I just love their heart for God, and just how we bring our children up in the Lord. And that's just such a beautiful thing. And I started thinking about, my own motherhood, and I started thinking, motherhood is this beautiful, beautiful gift from God. And like, granted, like, there are some afternoons where I'm just like, I would love to have a private conversation with my husband and not be interrupted, or just to get away with my husband and just have that time alone with him, which I'm sure, like, as our lives mature in the Lord and in our marriage, I'm sure that we will continue to be inspired by ideas like, oh, we could get away and do this or get away and do that. But, when you have three little ones, it is so easy to just get your heart like so wrapped up around your kids that they just do become the center of your world. And it's not something that like we mean to do. It just kind of happens naturally. And then it's like, oh yeah, we need to, take that time to like have me time. But overall, like mommyhood is such a beautiful, beautiful gift from God. Like I really believe in, like, if the Lord has blessed us to be moms, then how do we treasure that and appreciate that? Because I feel like if there's anything that I've taken from this past year, it's to truly appreciate those God-given moments, those God-given gifts of family and just loving who's around you. Having had my mom pass away, like I can look back and think, man, I wish I could have more time with her. I wish that I would have been given more time with her as a daughter. I wish that, like, we could go to tea together again, or that we could go to the mother daughter luncheon that we used to go to every single Mother's Day. And those things were so special to me that, my mom and I would just get away, and we would get away with all the other ladies from church, and we would have that mother daughter lunch together at the country club. And it was so special. It was so memorable. And it was just so nice. Like, it was me and my mom and all the other ladies that I had grown up with throughout the years. So it just felt like being together with other sisters in the Lord and just being with family. Very special, very just unique to us, and just such a great time. And the holidays were always so special. And just the times that, like, I spent just in conversation with my mom, or just talking with her, or just sitting down and just talking about the Lord together. Like, we really had this amazing treasured time in the Lord. Like, that is really where just that friendship really grew, is how she loved the Lord and how she shared the Lord with me. And that was just such a gift. And for her, like, she never ever made motherhood out to be this horrible thing. She was so gentle and so kind. She was firm but gentle. And you just never heard her yell. You never heard her be this angry person. She was just always so pleasant. And so when my motherhood journey began, like, I really looked to my mom, like, just the wonderful woman of God that she's always has been to me throughout those years. And even while she was battling cancer, even in her greatest pain, she was so loving and so kind. And that will always stick out to me. Just the patience, the endurance to have that type of patience in her pain. She was so gracious and just continued to be throughout all of her years. She was just a woman of elegance, and she just married that elegance into her motherhood, and she married that elegance even into her years as she was starting to kind of get into this, like, MS journey that kind of took her down that path to um cancer, that she just continued to be just this woman of elegance. Like, you never knew she was struggling, you never knew she was in pain, and even when she was very gracious about it. It just continued to carry this dignity throughout her entire life, and throughout her entire journey with MS and cancer. She was just I really just I give so much credit to the Lord, because I feel like it was really Him through her, and you could really see that it was His Spirit that just gave her this anointing to walk through the hard seasons and always maintain this sense of self, sense of dignity, sense of elegance, sense of grace. And I just always just thought that was such a precious gift that, that God gave to me, that I would be able to really see that exampled in my life. And just what a beautiful gift. It was never that life was ugly. Like, even through her caregiving, she was gracious. She was so gracious. Like, there were times I thought, I would love to just get away with you for a while, not do this caregiving thing. I love my grandparents to the end of the world, and always have, always will. And what a precious journey that was for me to be able to share in their well being and in their care alongside of my mom. And of course, my dad was there too, but my dad was really more. he had an 8 to 5 job and it wasn't near home. And so he had a long commute. So there was a lot of sacrifice to that. And then along with just having to keep up a side business, a family side business that we have, so he also had shouldered a different type of responsibility in a different way. And so that was not, I can't imagine that that had to be easy for him to shoulder the responsibility of fatherhood and then also just the amount of work that came with that and the family business. But he did his best to shoulder the caregiving with us during that time. But it really was never like this easy thing. When someone talks about caregiving, like I truly have a heart for that because it really takes it takes a lot mentally, emotionally, physically. And if you're not taking good care of your health, if you're not checking in with yourself, if you're not mentally checking in with yourself to see how am I doing, where am I at, how am I feeling, caregiving can begin to be the thing that digs your grave, because it is really giving of your entire self to a person so that they can have the best, well, the best care for their well-being. And without a caregiver to be there 24/7, the care would just not be what it could be. And so whenever my mom gave herself to their care, it was giving all of herself. I mean, it was like she put everything she had towards it. I think there was a little bit of, I think she kind of allowed herself to become a victim to that in the sense that she didn't pull herself up out of that to say, I also need me time and I also need to take care of the parts of me mentally, emotionally, and physically that I'm going to be able to run a long distance after this. Whereas, like, I think when you're younger, you're in a different mindset. But she also carried that responsibility during that time so well. And I, look back and I think, wow, she did sacrifice a lot, but she did do it with just a heart of love. And even when we would talk about the challenges of shouldering those types of responsibilities, she still maintained this spirit of love and dignity, and just not a complainer, not someone that would complain. She just always was just the love of God into such a beautiful way. And I truly, again, believe that God empowered her to do that, and that she walked that out, and that truly was just her life testimony to the world, that she could do the thing that God had called her to do and do it so well. And then on top of that, being a mom, she just cherished every moment of like living her life, not just to be a caregiver. She also gave herself to being a mom. So in a way, like I look back and I think, she gave really very little. Oh, yep.
Can you have some chocolate?
Chocolates. My child wants chocolates. Let me think about that one. Chocolate right now? So I gather so much joy out of my motherhood because I watched how my mom carried herself during those years. And I just truly can say that she did give herself to both caregiving and to motherhood in such a beautiful way that now I truly view motherhood in this beautiful way as well. To me, I love it. I treasure it. Motherhood for me has been a treasured thing. It has been something that I love. And like, yes, there are moments where, I will have to really sit down with one of my kids. I will have to work through something with them. And, there is this choice between how much emotion that I choose to give towards that child. Like if they're not doing the thing I'm needing them to do and they're acting out, there is like this line that I've always drawn for myself. Like I'm not gonna let my emotions cross this line. And there have been those few times where I'm like, I will call my husband and say, I raised my voice at the kids today, or I yelled at them, and it's not something that I would generally do. It's I will tell you that there are probably those few times, maybe like 3 or 4 times within all of my motherhood that I've ever yelled at my kids. But not even yelled, like I would say just like strongly raised my voice. um, but I have always had this belief just through watching, my mom and watching my parents, where I will not give my emotions to this moment of frustration or this irritation with a child, because when I look at their age, it's what am I teaching? Like it's a teaching moment. And if I allow my emotions to cross this line, then I'm giving to this moment of like, I'm really mad at you right now and I'm so angry, and it can become a really ugly thing instead of it really actually being, what is the teachable moment in this moment? Like, what is it that my child needs to learn in this moment, um, that I don't want to miss because I'm so wrapped up in the the moment of the emotional high of irritation or frustration. And so I have to always, kind of set that boundary, set that rule for myself. Like there is a line here that I will not cross. And this is that moment for me to take a step back and realize like that I'm not going to allow my child to control my emotions or to pull me or to sway me one way or another, so that I can stay in the seat of like in my mind, I need to be in this place of what am I doing to maintain a sense of peace in the home and within my own self. And that has given me the greatest stability in my motherhood. Where, like, I think if I was just blowing up all the time, or I'm being mad all the time, or I'm being frustrated all the time, or I'm letting my children just like drag my emotions all over the floor, it would really make motherhood for me this really uncalm thing that would become really not fun really fast. From where I've grown up with my mom, I just always watching her calm has kept me calm. And because of her calmness, she taught me in my motherhood, like, there really is a point where today is a day and tomorrow's going to be a whole new day. So, like, you're either going to give yourself to, blowing up and being mad and being angry and, just having all these emotions and just being like blah all over the board, or you can maintain a sense of self and a sense of this is a moment for me to be calm and to set what the atmosphere is going to be like in this moment, and to not let your peace be taken away because your child is having this moment of emergency at that time, which it's not your emergency, it's their emergency. It's your job not to join their emergency. It's your job to help them work through their emergency in their mind because it's not really this big thing. And so that has really helped me. So yes, like I love my motherhood. I fully enjoy it. And those are just things that have really helped me in my journey, and just the appreciation of my children. And I can say that, looking back, because time is fleeting and time is so short. And had I known like I'm going to lose my mom, I think that I would have I think I just would have just like tied her up around my mom and like pulled her in, and I would have just been like, we're gonna spend every day together, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna have a bucket list, I just would have living across the street from her, like I didn't always spend every day with her. Sometimes I honestly liked having my own space just because I need my own space. But I would have just been like, we're gonna go to Starbucks together. We're gonna do stuff. I'm gonna drag her to the beach. We're just going to live our life and have fun and go shopping. And like I would have had um, just a list of things. Like I think I would not have let us be so far apart, even though we were like across the street. But it's because again, we do have our separate lives, and like I wanted her to live her life, and I know she wanted me to live mine. But yeah, we still talked like every day. We did. We totally talked every day. Or every other day. Like I would even just call her, and for me just to call at that time, like once I was married in our own home, that was satisfactory to me. Um, and but now like I don't have her. So I just appreciate your mommyhood. Like if I could really give like any sense of love or a piece of encouragement, appreciate your mommyhood, because time is fleeting, and God forbid anything were to happen to me, or like God forbid that maybe I don't live as long as I imagined that I would. These are the moments, and I want to cherish every single one of those moments, because I mean you're never going to get them back. And so I think of motherhood in stages and seasons. And so yeah, like right now, it's difficult sometimes to have Caleb just like wind down and go to bed, and not be just in this emotional uproar when I leave the room. But is it forever? No, it's not. It's not forever. It's short-lived. And so I don't look at that and go, "Oh gosh, motherhood is so hard and this is so horrible and like I hate it and I just wish it would, be over." For me, it's more like, what can I do to help solve this problem, because it's really like I need to work through it now. Um, but it's a season. There's seasons, and you know, those seasons don't last forever. Like they're there and they're gone, you know? And so I always, like, if I could give any piece of encouragement to moms out there, it would be enjoy your mommyhood, even the parts that are not so pleasant or difficult. Um, just cherish these moments right now, because they are fleeting. They're not forever. It's a season. Um, and then it's gone. And you'll never ever get it back again. I mean, I remember, finding out I was pregnant with my first, and it was so exciting and kind of intimidating at the same time, because it was like, oh my goodness, I've never had a baby before. This is like the first time, and it's like crazy. But at the same time, I was like, I'm never gonna get the same kind of time that I had with Garrett, just me and him. Because now like this changes everything, and it has, and it does, and it's not a bad thing. Like it actually just adds to our lives in such a beautiful way. But it becomes like a new balancing act of like being husband and wife and parents at the same time. And even being parents in this season of our life, that's fleeting too, because this season with 3 little ones, that's not going to be forever. Like it's here and it's over, and that's it, and it's done.
Mommy,
Yeah.
can we do some more?
So yes, enjoy your mommyhood. Find the thing. There's my girl. Find the thing that inspires your heart as a mom. And there's my son. Find the thing that inspires your heart. Whatever it is, whether you have to, dig in deep and find the thing that would make mommyhood most enjoyable to you. Whether you have to, you know, set boundaries. Whether you have to, there are so many moms all over at church, on YouTube, on Pinterest, and they're doing their thing. And if you find a mom that inspires you, then, get to know her at church, ask her questions, find out what she does and what she does best. Find someone that inspires you to walk this journey as a mom and just enjoy the journey.